Right, I've been out and bought a driver secretly. PXG, you might know the brand. A couple of years ago they came out all singing, all dancing with the big advert saying kaboom when you hit it and all this.
Kaboom, baby!
Well, their price tag originally was very high. £600, £700, £800, even if you get a fancy shaft, probably more like £1,000 for a driver. And I've tested some on my channel many times. I thought they were okay. But what's really interesting, start this year, they brought out a new lineup. And they brought out what I'm going to describe as cheaper drivers. So I secretly bought one. I went online, put in a fake name of Jake Murphy and ordered it because I didn't want to get any special treatment. Now, bit of backstory, it took 9 weeks to come in total. From when I ordered it at the end of January to the end of March, it took 9 weeks. And it cost me £325. So, considerably cheaper than what we see PXG in the past. A really interesting side note, after I'd ordered the driver, just a few weeks later I noticed the price had actually come down to £299, which is a bit of a stink after I've paid full whack for it. Anyway, let's open it up. I'm looking for quality of box, quality of head cover. Do you still get that premium PXG feel? Because these guys, their tagline is that the fact that because they're now making drivers and clubs for a lot longer, they've managed to cut costs, they've managed to bring the value down, and they're going to spread that saving back to you, the consumer. So we start off with a PXG box, again, not too dissimilar to what I've seen in the past. Looks fairly premium, nothing to grumble at. A little bit of transit damage, but I'm sure that PXG can't really help with that. I'm excited to see what this is going to look like. Ooh, fancy. You've never played like this before. I don't know if I could take that in a negative or a positive. That could be taken both ways. So far, so good. It looks like a normal PXG driver. The only thing I've noticed is I know the really expensive ones come with a very, very fancy, expensive type head cover, like thick quality leather. This isn't quite as premium, but it's not offensive. It's some nice little 3D kind of PXG logo in. The big number 1, which I'm never a biggest fan of a driver to have a number 1 on it, but either way, it's not bad. And then under here, there we have her. PXG 0211, 9 degrees. It is adjustable. I think I can go up and down in loft. Looks good, a little bit of carbon crown. I mean, it's hard to, maybe because I know the price, but it doesn't quite look as expensive as other ones I've tried. So after unboxing it and having a proper good look around the driver, I've got to say it does look quite nice. However, looks are one thing, performance is another. PXG, and I've got this off their website, are saying these are the performance benefits, and these two tickle me the most. Crazy distance, killer price. Let's see if that's the case. I'm gonna hit some warm-up shots first, dial it in. I've got GC Quad as well. I've also got a driver that I think would be a good matchup for this driver. I'll give it a test in a minute. Let's get warmed up with this. Okay, I'll hit a few little looseners, see how it feels. That's pretty good. First shot out the block. Oh. A few warm-up shots done so far and I'm actually really liking it. Sounds good. Has that real crunchy kind of dead noise. I'm actually just going to lower the loft though. So that's standard. So I'm 9 degrees at the moment. I could go down to what that'd be 7.5, but that'd be too low. And then go somewhere in between. So it's like 8 something degrees. Screw that back up. You also, I must admit I didn't expect that. You also, I don't know why I didn't expect it, but you also get a little PXG wrench as well, which is quite nice. Okay, that's a bit lower. I think that's going to suit the ball flight slightly better. Okay, that's a few warm-up shots done. There's a group behind me, so I'm actually going to jump over to 18 so I can do a bit more hitting. So far, I'm impressed. I like the look, I like the sound. Ball flight looks strong. I've not tested it on GC Quad yet. I just wanted to get some warm-ups. And again, I want to test it against another very popular driver. Let's jump in front of these guys. Let's get to 18th tee. Let's do a bit more hitting. All right guys, so I've come to a quieter tee, 18th hole here. Got GC Quad set up, which is my launch monitor, and I've also got shot tracers set up. I'm gonna hit some drivers with this PXG driver. There's a couple of things I'm looking out for. Obviously performance, so distance. If you're a viewer in my channel, you'll know I'll probably carry it around about 280 odd yards. That's what I'm obviously looking for with this. And also accuracy. How many times can I hit them straight? Again, you'll see that from shot tracer. I'll hit kind of a dozen or so. Let's get some average numbers. I'm intrigued because, like I say, when I was just hitting them, the warm-up shots seemed pretty good. But let's have a look at some data. All right. Okay, not good start when you have to shout 4 on the first shot because I hit it on a different fairway. And then you follow it up with that one. That was much better. Okay, so that's 1 right, 1 dead straight, 1 left. Come on, start hitting some straight ones. Oh. That's better. Okay, that one was ripped. That was absolutely smashed. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's one of the best drives of it all year. Just felt great off the face, felt fast. 297 carry, super low spin, and just went like an absolute bullet. They're not all like that, but that was pretty friggin' awesome, that one. Right. Aye. Okay, so I've crunched the numbers after hitting the PXG on GC Quad, and I hit a couple there that are absolute monsters. Some of the longest shots I've hit all year. A 297 carry and a 296 carry. When I hit it high off the face and got that perfect strike, the ball went a long way. Low spin, great flight, good sound, everything. On the downside, and there is a little bit of a downside, when I didn't strike it well, bit of human error, when I struck it low on the face, I did see drop off in performance. Carry distance is closer to like 260, which is big drop off. On average, however, this driver of all the shots I just hit then, averaged 279 carry. Now I'm going to compare it to another driver, one that reminds me quite similar to the PXG, but it's £100 more expensive. I'm going to hit this, the G425 Max. Let's give this a hit. How does it compare to £300 PXG? Just very quickly, I'm going to put this driver in neutral. I'm going to put it in the same loft setup as the PXG too, just so it's a fair test. All right, ping's turn. Very different noise. Low chaser, but I don't think it'll do great on carry. Oh, again, I didn't strike it great, but right down the fairway. Should be better. Oh. Not gonna hit a ping one better than that. Okay, so I've whacked some shots with the ping driver, the G425 Max. Now I wanted to hit this one because in my opinion, this year it's one of the best drivers out. Very forgiving, good looking driver. Now, performance-wise, I saw very similar numbers to what I saw with PXG. On average, I carried it 276. I hit some big ones again in the 290s, but when I didn't quite strike it, I did see some drop off in performance. Again, very similar to PXG. Now, kudos to PXG because this driver, for £300, performed really well. Like when I first ordered it and it arrived, I thought, is this going to be a bit cheap and cheerful? And they just kind of hit a market that wants a PXG brand but doesn't want to pay the value. But it does perform, it stacks up on numbers, which surprises me. Now, it makes me question, why do PXG even bother making a much more expensive driver? Like if they can make a driver this good, that looks this good, that sounds this good, for this price tag, should not everything just be this price tag? I don't quite see the extra value where that comes from. Anyway, I want to give this away. I've enjoyed hitting it, yes, but I think somebody out there will enjoy it more and maybe put it in the bag. So if you want to win this very driver, I can ship it to somebody anywhere in the world in that lovely fancy PXG box. You've got to do a couple of things. First off, you've got to be a subscriber to this channel. We're on a goal to try and get to 2 million subscribers here this year, so let's hit that subscribe button. It's free to do. And also I've got a second YouTube channel. Now if you've not checked that out yet, Every week I do a podcast with Guy and we take clips from that podcast and put it on the second channel. Some really fun, interesting and controversial topics. So jump over there, subscribe there as well. We're trying to get 100,000 subscribers there. So if you subscribe to both, leave a comment on this video saying subscribed to both, and in a few weeks I'll pick a winner of this driver and ship it to somewhere in the world. I'm impressed with this, I really was. And we'll see you next time.